city front between about 7 and 8:30 this evening. So kind of keep your head on a swivel if you guys are downtown this evening, have an opportunity to see a very large container ship. So those big ships are going to mostly be carrying 40-foot containers, the same thing you'd see on the back of a freight train or a semi. Those big ships are capable of carrying anywhere between 2 to 6 or 7,000 those 40-foot containers inside and on top of those ships. Sometimes people ask what exactly is in a shipping container. I can almost guarantee anything on you right now is in a shipping container at one point or another. With your cell phone, your sunglasses, your shoes, your hat, your purse, your Amazon order. It's a very efficient way to send things around the world. Actual cost of sending a flat screen TV across the ocean only cost about 60 cents. Compare that with the price of a postage stamp in the US, just to mail a letter across the country. So we talked a little bit about the container ships, another type of ship we have in our port, a break bulk carrier. We're going to see one or two of those tied up downriver. We have a lot of different tanker ships that come in our port with petroleum products as well. You notice as we go up and down the Savannah River, you're not going to see nearly as much development over on Hutchinson Island off to the left of the port side. As I mentioned, this river is dredged, and all that mud and silt and everything that comes off the river bottom doesn't have magic to disappear. It needs to go somewhere, so it goes to a place like Hutchinson Island, where it's almost tripled in size over the years. Somewhat of a man-made island. That marshy environment does not make it a good environment to build a typical structure or foundation. If you're going to build anything on Hutchinson Island, you have to build it like we're going to build a dock. You have to drive steel beams or pilings deep down into the earth. You have to build everything up on top of those. That's a little more of a complicated, expensive way of doing things, but you notice as you pass by the city front next mile or so, they're doing some development finally. We'll talk about that next week. Same thing I learned about Hutchinson Island just the other day actually is, as I mentioned, kind of a man-made island, somewhat of a no-man's land at one point. So dating back to the colonial days, we had a couple of gentlemen in Savannah that did some sort of a disagreement or argument. Perfectly legal for them to invite each other, whether through some sort of a message or perhaps just face-to-face. And we're going with Hutchinson Island, settled that dispute with the use of a duel. Perfectly legal at that time because we different burial sites on Hutchinson Island dating back to the colonial days. So passing over the Talmud Bridge, once again, I talked about a couple different options they're looking at to eventually replace this bridge. Sometimes people ask if you're having a problem with the height of this bridge, why don't you just simply put in a drawbridge? It does seem to make sense, but in some cases, depending on the tide, we may have anywhere from 2 to 3 or 4 of these really big ships, one right after the other. If you put a drawbridge in, you almost have to leave it open for perhaps an hour or two at a time. So it defeats the whole purpose of spending all that money on that type of structure. You're just going to leave it open so often. Off to our starboard bow, just beyond these barges, you notice kind of an older looking white warehouse, really nothing too special to look at. This is where all the shipping started here in the known as the Savannah Line. They had a fleet of 7 steamships that ran up and down the coast in the mid-1800s. Places like New York, Boston, Philadelphia, moving all types of cargo, passengers, mail, and cotton at one point as well. These warehouses are still in use today. Home to the first steamship to ever cross the Atlantic, called the steamships, and then paddled directly off to the right side in 1822.